Prabhupada that you must make an application of 40 to 50 people whom Prabhupada wants that they should be given permanent nationality.
So
also that we will consider.
Yes. You make this application draft.
Yes. And I and Gopal Krishna can meet him any time, any number of times.
You can go with him.
Yes, I went again in about 2 weeks we will go.
Again, after he has been to Bombay, etc., we will meet him again.
Yes.
And let us put up this.
The application prepare, the consultation, getting free, then you will do it.
Yes, we will do it. I'll show you the road.
Don't be alone.
No. So,
I told him first thing that I am here because I am a life member and I am a devotee of Prabhupada. That's why I am here.
Sundar Kumarji praises your efforts very much.
No, there is no question of my praising. The world knows about the impact his work has made.
This is Prabhupada's Ishopanishad in Arabic.
In Arabic.
The Middle East countries are buying it.
People from Tehran and my friend is a Muslim. He is just like my sister and my wife's very intimate friend. She said, she was there. She said, I am going to become a devotee. I mean, become a life member.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
She is from Delhi?
No, from Aligarh.
Oh, very good.
So when yesterday my wife said that I am going to see Prabhupada, she said, I am coming with you. Most welcome. She was there when you were at Aligarh in my house.
I have many Muslims.
Yes.
Ramzan. Here
Yes.
we come.
Mr.
Ram
Attar.
Ranjan. Ram Ranjan.
Ram Ranjan, his name has been made Ram.
Attarniya has become Atreya Rishi.
Atreya Rishi. Atreya has become Atreya Rishi.
So she is my friend Kamila.
She is inseparable to my wife. Very grateful. And religion has never bothered us. She has been to Hajj. We say yes. After all, if you are a good Muslim, you are a good... Yes, she is a graduate.
There are two kinds of Guru. One is Paro and one is Aparo.
Paro and Aparo. Srimad Bhagavatam says.
Paro means real Guru.
Real.
Or spiritual. And Aparo means material.
Aparo means material.
Generally, people are engaged in Aparo. They go to temple, they go to church,
And to mosques.
and mosque for some material benefit. Just like these Christians, for God give us our daily bread. We also go to
Yes, we
temple.
also go to...
That is Aparo. Aparo means when there will be no demand,
No demand from God.
simply to love. Jato Bhakti Yoga, that is Aparo. Our this line is little difficult because we are teaching Parola.
We are teaching that only with faith in Bhagavad. That's what I was telling her all the time. We were driving up.
And the human form of life, this is the only business.
Yes, sir.
This is the only business. But they do not know. They are after, they go to dharma for some material benefit. dharmasya apavargasya.
My sister says that unless and until God so wishes how to leave this material world,
She can live in matter. Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam aham tattvapapam. I shall do this. God gives you that God is protecting actually. And without God's protection you cannot live. But still more, if you absolutely depend on this is our organization. We are absolutely dependent on Krishna. At least 10 to 15,000 men we are putting them.
yes,
Thousands of them throughout the whole world.
right.
And everywhere, opponents like this. We are not poverty stricken. देखा आप आँख में सब देख रहे हैं. Simply dependent. गॉड के पास क्या अभाव है क्या?
गॉड के पास जाने का इच्छा रखी है, वो प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, वो इस बात है.
जब
The divine grace we don't want to strain you.
No, this is not selling. This is aporo. This is aporo. Yato bhakti rato. Ahitati aputita. Jinatma atmam prasidya. If you want real peace and happiness, then you have to come to this platform for all life. Material name, it has no limit. I have got so much opulence, I want. And Sarvadharma, Sami Vitar Pusu, Parang Nagas. And it is me. इसका डिमांड का लिमिट नहीं है.
जी हाँ.
और उधर डिमांड खत्म.
वो कैसे होगा? नहीं वो
नियम
जानते हैं
इसका नियम है, वो भी नियम है.
प्रैक्टिस अच्छी प्रैक्टिस करने से लेकिन ये सब यूरोपियन अमेरिका
इनको देख के तो कह रही थी कि हमसे भी
ये कह रहे थे कि हम लोगों का धिक्कार है जीवन के स्वामी जी के भक्त बाहर से आए हुए हैं और हम लोग इसे आप सेवा में नहीं हैं.
हमने कितनी गलत बात
His first impression was this,
कि हमने
that
कोई
why are we not following Prabhupada when so many people are? We must do our duty to do.
कितने थे हम लोगों ने कितने हैं वहाँ पर?
You are right. I said, but because of our slavery, this righteousness and this earnestness has gone out of our life.
Anyway,
We are not earnest.
आप लोग से कुछ कैबिनेट से और आजकल कैबिनेट मालूम होता है दिमागदार है, मुरारी है, ये जो हम लोग का नॉलेज है भगवद तत्व ज्ञान, इसको स्प्रेड करने से ये आज तक उसको ताला बंद करके रखा. सरस्वती ज्ञान फले जदा सती, या ब्राह्मण में सत्य के न्याय विज्ञान है. This is the first time an attempt to distribute.
Yes.
The government decided कि भारत वर्ष का इतना चैतन्य महाप्रभु यही मिशन है. भारत भूमि के कई मनुष्य जन्म दिया सबको. It is special prerogative for the Indians to distribute this knowledge.
Yes, sir.
That will glorify India's
This is what it was in, he was hinting at Vajpayee was hinting at this very thing, that we want to use this organization for spreading our spiritual heritage all over the world. And he said this, that I want to utilize our organization for this purpose. He went on to say that about utilizing. He said we want to utilize your
government ने अपनी गरज दिखाई है तरीके से.
For the first time you have a government which is thinking of this. Otherwise, what do you mean by secularism? Secularism means
कुछ
दस्तखत कर दो.
कुछ
If you are not strained.
क्या नहीं?
कुछ
आशीर्वाद का एक शब्द.
इतने बड़े आदमी को कहाँ मिलता है? आदम
Your divine grace, it is our good fortune that we have such a ministry, in which some of the people, Advani for example, and Vajpayee ji, these two people are
What is Advani?
very right people,
Jan Sangha.
very nice.
very nice. They have nothing of Jana Sangha, they have nothing of RSS, they have risen very high. They now say that this great country must get the rightful place in the world. Why with all this spiritual heritage, with all this intellectual power, we should not be we should be with the begging bowl.
And that is my
Yes, sir. That's what I am saying for the first time. Otherwise, nobody would have appreciated in the last government. Who was the person to talk about?
Berkeley University. I was speaking, or Indian student got up, and he said, Swamiji, what will Hare Krishna will do? Now we require technology like that. And yes, we have come here to beg technology. You will remain beggar.
Yes, you are very
I have come to give something.
correct, sir. Correct, sir.
I am not a beggar. I have come here to give something. I replied.
So divine grace was right. He wants a list of people.
We are making it now.
Whom you want to for...
So you make everything complete today. He is busy.
Yes, we are doing
No,
it.
it is not necessary to make today. Let him have your full instructions. Who are the people? That's all right.
Yes. We'll prepare a draft and show it, read it to you.
Yes.
Take every step is right.
Yes,
His experience.
yes.
And sir, it is very necessary to mention why he will write that Prabhupada wants that these people should be given
The simple thing is
Indian
that
citizenship
they are-
because they will be doing this one. They will be doing this one. They will be doing this one. And that long time stay and permanent stay in India will be beneficial for the great work that you have started.
Because they are helping me.
They are ready to help?
No, I will say this here.
Disciples.
Yes, I know disciples, they are.
Otherwise, how could I do?
Sir, your divine grace, to be very honest, I told him in his presence that you know that we Indians are not honest and earnest about everything. If these people have given up their life there and they are devoting their life and dedicating their life, let us utilize them so
Well,
that we can
Kamal,
go the hardcore of the workers.
That boy, that black boy, what is his name?
Oh, Ganesha.
Ganesha. About his activities.
You want me to read it?
Yes, it is very interesting.
Because I said
How
that
they
they
are
will be,
fighting against odds to introduce our description.
There is one Negro devotee of Prabhupada.
yes.
They are distributing books in communist countries. So he has written a report how they are fighting against odds.
Oh yes, I
That
am.
is culture.
Quite right.
Ganesha came here last year.
Yes. It's such Negro culture.
I told him that these people will form the hardcore and then our organization will be organized, and then he also said that so many temples are dying out. But,
Driver.
so I said, let us have them, those temples, we will renovate them.
Yellow हमारा गुरु महाराज करते
जी
तो ठाकुर देखिए पैसा रोजगार कर रहा
हाँ
रास्ते रास्ताয় झाड़ू দিয়ে জীবিকা উপার্জন করা
बार-बार बोलते हैं शेर।
হ্যাঁ
बार-बार बोलते हैं उन्होंने शेर को।
যত সব কনিষ্ঠ অধিকারীদেরকে বানানো হচ্ছে ठाकुर देखिए
बंगाली
एक भगवान को खड़ा कर दिया और चढ़ा बस उससे बस अपना लड़का का शादी दो लड़की का शादी दो और मजा करो
जी
तो हमारा गुरु मान करते थे उससे अच्छा है वो जो म्यूनिसिपल का झाड़ूदार है
हाँ वो झाड़ू लगा दो
वो काम ले लो अपना जीविका ये काम ना करो और सब जगह नहीं चल रहा ठाकुर हैज बिकम ए सोर्स ऑफ इनकम
I told him we are ready to take over the temples and renovate them. But as Prabhupada rightly said, everybody has become now, has made it an institution for his
earning money.
material aids.
Family income.
As we have got tiger
I
Rock.
tell you, there are people, you see, if you tell them that, come on, we shall spend a lakh or 2 lakhs rupees upon this temple and we shall renovate it, are you agreeable? He'll say no.
Yes, I know
I
that.
have that experience.
Yes.
I have that experience, you see. Why? Because you see, if a temple is not in good condition, they go out, meet people and say, look here, this is the condition of the temple, would you not
And
correct
I
something?
tried
So then we make it.
Radha Rama temple.
It's a regular source of business for them.
Yes, yes.
And if the temple is renovated, that source will stop.
Yes.
That source will stop. It is in their interest that the temple is never renovated.
Yes, quite
so
right.
that
They can continuously pay.
continuously back.
Yes, and you were pointing to this.
You want me to read this, Srila?
Yes.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, this is a black devotee.
Yes, please.
Please forgive me for my countless offenses against you and the entire Vaishnava community. In desperation, I beg that you accept my apology for being such an artificial devotee. My humble obeisances I quickly offer to you. I am simply praying every day for you to force me to become a true disciple. Otherwise, I will be doomed.
I will live, yes.
Spiritual life means to please the Guru Dev.
You are the principal something.
This boy he was the top of his class in Yale University.
My.
He's the president of the class, top man in the entire graduating class. He says, spiritual life means to please the Guru Dev, to capture his mercy. Therefore, I have offered this report to you about the first half of the work thus far done in communist Yugoslavia. Knowing that you are very eager to know about the activities in the communist communities, I submit this report for your pleasure and encouragement. In Yugoslavia, everywhere you see soldiers, and even the people, while not in uniform, have the air of soldiers. They are in general very concerned with discipline, allegiance, and physical fitness. In any downtown at 4:30 in the morning, the streets are crowded as people by the hundreds are marching to work. Sometimes you see children in little mobs chanting in the streets slogans of loyalty to Tito. In all of the classrooms in the universities, there are big pictures of Tito staring at you as soon as you come in the room. Sometimes my life is being threatened or sought after by the authorities. Still, Lord Chaitanya always gives me protection. The people who like our books are more appreciative than most people I have seen thus far, because they find your books to be very unique. Your books are not only a direct connection with the West for them, but also an active expression of many of their dormant desires. In almost every case, the books sell themselves. At the University of Belgrade, this is the capital city and the largest university in Yugoslavia. With full confidence in the power of the holy name, we attacked this university first. We bombed at their arteries. In these universities, the bookshops are the entities supplying foreign books to everyone. They are the life force supporting the university. of the 4 international bookshops, they all took both standing orders of all the Srimad Bhagavatams and Chaitanya Chaitamritas immediately. And one other shop also wanted books, but wanted to wait to see which and how many copies their customers would demand. At one bookshop, the manager was so pleased, he requested a standing order of all of your books for his personal library also.
Wonderful.
At another bookshop, they found our books so beautiful that 3 of the top employers, including the director, got into a group staring at the books for over 1/2 hour, passing them back and forth in complete amazement. One lady never looked up for the whole time, but kept reading and examining the Bhagavatam. The Institute for Sociology and Philosophy called in a specialist to deliberate on your books, and unanimously they agreed to buy the standing orders for the Institute. Some of them later asked for individual books for themselves. One professor of ethnology, acting like a magnet, attracted all necessary persons, getting them together so that they could buy the standing orders for the ethnology library. The eagerness of the professors here to have your books is epitomized by one professor of English who I offered the books to. When she discovered that she could buy the Bhagavad Gita from our company, she held tenaciously to my sample copy, dashed in her room to borrow money from a friend, practically throwing the money at me, and then closing the door quickly, keeping my sample copy. I was very happily bewildered, knowing that she would get an immediate opportunity to associate with the absolute truth. Therefore, I packed my bag and headed for my next battlefield. On the way to the next university, I stopped at one small language school. Here I met one professor who taught Sanskrit. He was very pleasant, but rather old. He very enthusiastically wanted the Srimad Bhagavatam standing order. I was so amazed because I thought this enthusiasm of his was so intense that it may take the old man's life at any moment. Surely he was getting a supreme benediction. At the University of Skopje, in complete bewilderment, not being able to find anyone who could speak English or any information center, I simply wandered around the university waiting for Lord Chaitanya to make some facility available for me. I drifted in one room seeking information to find that I was in the philosophy library. So I spontaneously tried to sell them your books. As happens many times, it is impossible to find someone who speaks English. So you pass through many persons to find one who just superficially understands you. Or sometimes you must speak with several at once, and collectively you can communicate. Here I spoke with 4 persons who understood each other. We understood each other very little. Sometimes I spoke in English, and sometimes I spoke in French. However, the most important thing we all understood was that they wanted the books. So I sold them both standing orders of all of your books. I stumbled next into the department for English. They gave me a seat, and the professors refused to let me get up for several hours until they all bought the books they desired. The first teacher told me that these kind of literatures had great universal truths. Such comments coming from a communist person, needless to say, was quite pleasing to hear. She demanded both standing orders for herself. She told me before I left the department that she had been contemplating reading some Eastern philosophy. Now her desires were fulfilled. She called one of her colleagues who rushed down to meet me, who also brought all of the books. He is a philosopher and teaches Eastern philosophy. He ordered our books to employ in his classroom as textbooks. Just as I was about to get up, another group of professors dashed over to me. This time the chief and most respected professor of the entire institution pushed his way over to see what was going on. When he saw when he saw all of your books, he overpowered the conversation with wanting everything for himself. He had to rush off for an examination, but not before buying the Chaitanya Chaitamrita standing order and some small books also. for his own study. Also, he had previously been reading a Gita and was delighted to buy our Bhagavad Gita as it is. Observing the whole time, the English librarian joined me after everyone had left. He wanted both standing orders for the English library, and then he agreed to buy both standing orders for himself also. By this time, I was drowning in order forms for standing orders. I swept all of my orders together, put them in my briefcase, and later had to literally run out of the university because of envious officials who were pursuing me to arrest me. This running simply allowed me to reach my next university that much quicker. At the University of Novi Sad. At this university, I felt completely helpless. I could not find any professors in their offices. I waited and waited during the course of the day. I met only 4 professors, but 3 of them bought books. One professor of linguistics, who was the only professor on his floor, bought a standing order of Srimad Bhagavatam. Another professor of literature already had your Bhagavatam, and he bought another book. Then I went to visit the dean of the college. She was completely overwhelmed. Not only did she buy both standing orders for herself, but she wanted to buy them for the institution and the university library as well. She personally put on her coat and marched with me into the librarian's office. When we got there, she sat me down and she sold your books to the librarian. I simply handed her the order form, showing her where it could be signed, and she did all of the speaking. How amazing, a deserted school in a communist country, but still, by your mercy, so many books were sold. Then at the University of Zagreb, it is the only university in Yugoslavia with a special program for Indology. I met the professor who holds the chair for Indology. She had been waiting for your books for some time, that is, many lifetimes. She bought the standing orders and several other books. Then she wrote me a very nice note asking the bookshop to buy every single book you have published. She was pleased that your books were for everyone, scholar and layman. I explained to her how only you were writing books for all of mankind. This was the high point, selling your books to one of the most important contacts in the whole of Yugoslavia. To my surprise, this was only a beginning. At the end of the day, the Psychology Institute bought Srimad Bhagavatam standing order. The Academy of Arts and Sciences, a very scholarly faculty, bought both standing orders of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Chaitamritas. The Ethnology Museum bought both standing orders, and of great significance, the Theology Seminary, which is a college of its own, bought the Srimad Bhagavatam standing order. This is appearing to be one of the biggest fields of all the countries, and it is only one half finished. Just yesterday, I walked into the National University Library of Ljubljana and came out with 2 strong standing orders and recommendations from the librarian asking other neighboring libraries to also buy your books. Surely this is all happening by your mercy. It is your mercy which is for all mankind. I remain begging for that mercy, your fallen servant, Gyanesham Das Brahmachari. From Yugoslavia.
What is it?
Is he permanently staying there?
No.
Traveling around.
Traveling around.
What is
I
it?
know 2 very powerful Indian who have settled there.
Sales report.
That book sales report?
Even from Russia, we got very good orders from every institute.
Malaysia.
Russia.
Russia, oh yes.
I was there last year, we got orders from everywhere.
Actually, what you are doing, nobody else has been doing in the past.
We had taken
Everybody is aware of our great heritage, except ourselves. That is the most unfortunate.
A sales report.
This is a sales report we just received. It's as of March 6, 1977. It reports the book sales in each language up to date. In the English language, so far, 434 lakhs, 50,000 editions of books. That's copies of books. In Spanish, 29 lakhs, 47,000 copies. German, 21 lakhs, 25,000 copies. Japanese, 21 lakhs, 25,000 copies in print. French, 16,70,000 copies. Portuguese, 8,35,000 copies. Dutch, 5,93,000 copies. Italian, 4,48,000 copies. Hindi, 4,25,000 copies. Bengali, 3,05,000 copies. Telugu, 1,15,000. Swahili, 1,10,000 copies. Gujarati, 1 lakh. Chinese, 55,000 copies. Marathi, 50,000 copies. Korean, 20,000 copies. Yugoslavian, 20,000 copies. Oriya, 20,000 copies. Polish, 10,000 copies. Hungarian, 10,000 copies. Czechoslovakian, 10,000 copies. And Russian, 5,000 copies. Total, 553 lakhs, 14,000 books printed.
6 years.
Now, can I have a copy of this?
Yeah.
And
I have a
Your
copy.
Divine Grace, when I will write a personal letter to Atal Bihari Ji, I didn't talk before him.
Give him whatever he
He
wants.
just stayed with me for one night and one day. I want to have a personal touch, talk with him, that Golwalkar Ji and everybody had been staying with me. Hardikar, Golwalkar Ji, Gurudev of these people. RSS, Golwalkar Ji. He was staying in my house. Hardikar, his guru, was staying in my house. Atal Bihari Ji stayed for one night in my house when he came again on election campaign in 1971. Now I know these people don't remember easily.
Whatever you want to say.
But I want to tell them that, look here, you have been giving Jnanapith Award to this man because so many books of his have been suppressed. Here is a man in India whose 400 and how many 600? 550 lakhs of books have been sold. Not a single Indian born up to from who has written and whose so many copies have been sold throughout the world. Now what are you doing if you can't help this organization? Because there must be facts, and the facts must be so brought out and then they make a new impact on his mind. That must be done. I told them, here is you are awarding a man whose 2 lakhs of books were sold, 3 lakhs of books. Here is the person whose crores of books have been sold. And must.
Yes, I have.
And we should cultivate him as a friend. We should cultivate him as a friend, not only as a leader.
Definitely.
You want to foreign language, foreign religion, to change them into it. Standing on that. So some मिल करके this Indian culture, don't
do
keep
our
it
very best.
locked up.
Under your guidance, because
Don't keep it locked up. Saraswati Jnana Paridhara. These words are there in this one. Saraswati, तो जो लॉकअप करके रखता है तो ज्ञान फल हमारा बच्चे नॉलेज है और उसको हम किसी को देंगे हम उसको लॉकअप
this man is a literature. He understands. He himself composes poetry in Urdu as well as in Hindi, and he likes that our Indian culture and our heritage must be spread all over.
He is the opportunity to come and join to them.
He is fond of these things.
And we have got to stand there. We haven't got to manufacture.
No, there is nothing to manufacture.
Everything is there.
Only these things have to be brought to his knowledge. That's all. I personally, I am a devotee. I did not get all this information because the book, the journal that you published, that also we do not get such
And the
data.
supreme person is delivering himself as Krishna and Vedabhyas. Vedabhyas is incarnation of Krishna. So, Krishna is Bhaktam Paradaram Nanya, the supreme man, supreme being.
Yes, so you,
Who is giving the knowledge? And we have to say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is just distribute what is supreme personal duty. Jare Dharma Tare Kama Krishna. You haven't got to manufacture. You haven't got to become a scholar.
I know you have always been telling that it is not what you think, what Krishna said. You tell them what Krishna said. I am not saying anything to you myself.
I'm not a scholar. I'm simply, whatever he says, I'm trying to distribute in a palatable way. It is not my intention. And that is why हमारा गए गुरु हो गया, सारा रही we all become guru. How can we become guru? How can we Krishna? Not. I'm not guru. That's why not. This is not it. Jari Dakmatari. Finished. So, I never tried to become a scholar. But I tried what I was spoken by Krishna. Doing this. I can do
Prabhupada, you should rest now. You're talking too long.
Put you to a lot of strain.
Yeah,
Kamra
yes, he has nice room. He's at Prashad, he eat lunch with us.
Everything is yours. Not the right person.
बहुत महिला इंसान और ये मर्दी को ऐसे सेवा
कोशिश करके होती है।
हो जाएगी आगे हरे कृष्ण
कुछ ट्रीटमेंट वगैरह क्या चल रहा है?
कुछ
कुछ नहीं।
भगवान का ट्रीटमेंट डिस्गस्ट सब एक्सपेरिमेंट है।
तो कुछ होम्योपैथिक लेते रहिए ना हॉस्पिटल
हाँ? तो हमारा बिल्कुल विश्वास हम तो उसको पानी था हम विश्वास करते हैं कि दवाई है बाकी केवल समझता सब एक्सपेरिमेंट इसलिए भगवान
एपिटाइट कैसी है कुछ
कोई असर नहीं
एकदम बहुत बिगड़ देख रहे हैं आपको इस बात को। हम समझते तो आप बम्बई हैं तो एक चिट्ठी हमने लिखी थी आपको कोई महीना 1.5 महीना हुआ मुंबई मिली आपको?
बम्बई तो how long we have there from there?
We left Bombay about a month and a half ago.
एक सुमन नारायण है वो कांग्रेस परमानेंट मेंबर
हाँ
जो गवर्नर वो रिकमेंड किया है ऋषिकेश
हाँ हाँ
ऋषिकेश गया
अच्छा
अच्छा मकान मिला था
हाँ
तो उधर भी फायदा नहीं हुआ।
अब आप वृंदावन छोड़ के बन
हाँ
जाइए।
इसीलिए
हाँ
चलो वृंदावन में
बस।
मरना और जीना एक ही बात जी
Yeah,
जाए
rest yoga. Jnana and is going and coming, you see that gives them a lot of strain to it. And then
Robert feels at home here.
back on here. Mentally as well as physically.
I'm feeling मर जाए भी ठीक है
ठीक
जी
है।
जाए भी ठीक है और वो बात
You have fulfilled the mission of your life. Yeah, I think you, if at all you pass away, you will pass away with a satisfaction which
गुरुकुल बिल्डिंग आप देखा
हाँ?
गुरुकुल
आलिशान बिल्डिंग
भीतर से देखा
भीतर से नहीं दिखा वो।
देखिए
हाँ, देखिए।
हाँ
हाँ
वेरी वेरी एग्जॉटिक
आपको हमारी किताबें मिल गई?
आपने
हाँ? You got it here or at Bombay?
where we got that
My book.
We got it here.
हाँ। हमने उसको सब टाइटल दिया है जानबूझ करके द फिलोसफिकल बैकग्राउंड ऑफ द हरे कृष्ण मूवमेंट सो दैट पीपल मे नो दैट दिस इज नॉट अ न्यू रिलीजन इट्स वेल फाउंडेड और ट्रेस द हिस्ट्री एंड द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वैष्णव द अर्लीस्ट वैदिक पीरियड टू द प्रेजेंट डे। वो केस तो आप लोग जीत गए।
तो ग्लोरी से जीता एक्सेप्ट किया हरे कृष्ण मूवमेंट चेंज बना उसका जजमेंट लिखा
पीछे देख लेंगे। जाइए, फिर आएंगे।
हरे कृष्ण। देखिए कम्युनिस्ट कंट्री में विजय हो रहा है।
विजय हो रहा है। आपसे मिलने के लिए तो ये 10 बजे के बाद टाइम ठीक रहता है शायद?
वही 9, 9:30।
9:30।
करना
The only explanation can be that Krishna is in everyone's heart.
Yeah. Buddhi Yogam Vedanta. I give him intelligence.
In the Krishna book, there's the part where Lord Brahma steals away all the calves and children. So then Krishna gives himself instead. So
not gives, he expands.
Expands himself. So Balaram is wondering, how is it possible that everyone is so attracted? And then the explanation is it's Krishna. So these books are there. People are automatically attracted. I don't think they're so attracted to any other books.
Yeah, what? Who says loves? I say loves. There is no book. Intense speculation is not book. Garbage.
Food for crows.
Yes. It is garbage. Tadavada Chanada. Pragini. Tadavaya garbage for the crows. No swan will come there. That is all it takes. Krishna has at least saved us from reading this garbage. We are not interested in any book or newspaper or anything. No, take time. At least I am not interested in reading any of it, except Bhagavad. That is there. Punappunachya, sex literature, nonsense. So, mukha vikara babu. Tadavadi patanadi sangane vartamana. Bhavati mukha vikara sustu nishtiva. This is the
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
comparing this sorrow everywhere. That's not.
Every time I go to the marketplace,
Like that, whatever. And the little silver stand, silver lamp, silver plate. I do not find it. Disturbance is known there.
seems like more varieties of living entities take birth in Barak bars than anywhere else. I don't find this kind of so many different kinds of bugs there. Here, every day, a new bug comes up, a new type of bug.
Not new. You see new. There are existing.
They hatch